A business owner at Brooklyn Center is worried the city is trying to shut down his business. The city says what he needs is a permit. Emily Haugen explains what comes next for Nick's Small Engines.
These are all the projects for this week. We've become kind of a huge thing for Brooklyn Center because we're much faster. We pick up and deliver the equipment, and we're typically much cheaper.
Nick Phillips' home office is his garage.
I'd say I service around 150 machines a month, so it's pretty substantial for one person.
Phillips spends his days repairing small engines.
Started as just a small hobby, kind of doing it on the side for the local neighbors, and then it's kind of grown from there.
10 years without a hitch. That is until last November.
Here I am trying to fix them, and I'm getting fined from the city. I'm obviously not doing anything different now than I've done for the past 10 years. The city's never had a problem with it.
I think our staff is receptive to problem solving and, trying to move the situation forward.
Community Development Director Jesse Anderson says for the past 10 years, Phillips' business has flown under the city's radar. Brooklyn Center learned of Phillips' business in November when someone reported it.
A home business is allowed in certain situations, and the code has restrictions on some.
This customer here is getting an engine swap. His engine seized up from lack of oil.
For a small engine repair business, a permit is needed that Phillips doesn't have.
Mostly all of the storage outside was kind of what prompted our attention.
They don't like the fact that we're doing it here. They say that we're not zoned for it, that we don't have the proper permit.
Phillips is worried his business will be shut down.
We're just trying to do the right thing and make a business here where people seem to have a need.
But Anderson says Nick's Small Engines does have a chance.
I think if the items outside were cleaned up and then they applied to the city council for their conditional use permit, there is a path forward where he can continue to operate his business.
In Brooklyn Center, Emily Haugen, CCX News.
When a fire happens in a home or a business, seconds matter. Now, law enforcement in Osseo have access to a device that could save seconds, homes, and lives. Osseo Police Lieutenant Todd Kinsey keeps a tool handy that could help fight fires.
It's to me like a grenade. And it's this little thing right here. We pull a pin on it and we can throw it into a room.
The fire suppression canister can put out a fire over about 300 square feet. That could make a huge difference when Osseo police get to a fire scene, sometimes several minutes before paid on-call firefighters can.
They're hectic because you don't know if there's somebody still inside. And we're trying to make sure, because a lot of people like to go back in for pets and stuff like that. So it's our job to make sure everybody gets out and gets out safely before the fire department gets there.
But now a donation from the local Masonic Lodge may help improve that response even more.
Anything that can drop the temperature of a room by 1,000 degrees in 35 seconds, that's environmentally safe, like you can be in the room, it doesn't take the oxygen out, the technology's fine, your pet, your cat, your goldfish, whatever it is, they're going to be safe. So the fact that it makes the room more survivable for a human being and maybe even to recover that room in the house, how could we say no to helping that way?
The $1,200 device can cover more than 5,000 square feet.
The cost of this is less than the deductible that the city would have to pay for a firefighter or a police that had smoke inhalation.
The Masons say they'll continue to raise money to try to buy more.
These are people who save lives. They're the heroes. We're just trying to give them some tools.
Tools that work. Perhaps a little better in an emergency.
The canister that it could roll, it could miss its target, where this gives more, it won't roll. It'll just land where we throw it.
The Masons will present the device to the city at Monday night's City Council meeting. Brooklyn Park is working on hiring a new fire chief. The city is hosting an open house where the public can meet the 3 finalists for the job. And the new chief will replace John Cunningham, who left to become Assistant Commissioner for the State Department of Public Safety. The open house will be Wednesday from 5:30 to 7 p.m. at the Community Activity Center. A Plymouth business owner has built quite the name for herself in the lighting industry. In this Business Matters, Delane Cleveland introduces us to Celeste Schumacher, who was recently named Woman Business Owner of the Year.
We really try to give you different eclectic styles.
Take one step into the Eden Prairie showroom of Muska Lighting
so that you have a choice.
And you may think it's a lot to take in.
Because this is overwhelming.
After all, the showroom has hundreds of lights in every shape, size, color, and price point.
Sometimes people come into a lighting store like this and they think, oh, I can't afford anything. But you can, and we can make it beautiful for you.
Celeste Schumacher calls lighting the jewelry to the house.
Yeah, and then we have something for everybody.
And since 2004,
style.
This Plymouth resident has helped customers feel more at ease as they look to upgrade their homes or businesses.
So the biggest thing that we try to do is really understand, what is your budget? What is your design style? What are you looking for? And really try to fit that to the customer.
But Schumacher doesn't just lend her expertise to customers.
It's our obligation as women.
She also tries to be a guiding light for up-and-coming women entrepreneurs.
I have always mentored women. I think that we have a responsibility to make sure that we have the younger generation coming forward.
Schumacher's work as an entrepreneur and mentor earned her some recognition earlier this year. The local chapter of the National Association of Women Business Owners honored her as the Woman Business Owner of the Year.
NABO is a great organization, and to be recognized by that organization was really an honor for me, to be Entrepreneur of the Year.
It's an award that recognizes someone for innovation, perseverance, and success.
3D.
That's no small feat for a woman in the male-dominated industry of building. But her advice for any entrepreneur is to find their passion.
And that's really the answer. And you just have to fight for it.
In Eden Prairie, Delane Cleveland, CCX News.
Muska Lighting has roots in the Twin Cities. For more than a century, the family-owned store was purchased by Celeste and her husband in 2016.
It was a good run in the Sub-State 11 American Legion baseball playoffs for both Osseo and Wayzata. Those two teams were seeded 4th and 5th for the tournament, but both reached the championship game. Chaz Moots was there for the final on Sunday.
In a rematch of the opening round of the Sub-State 11 tournament, Wayzata needed just one win to punch their ticket to state. Osseo would need to beat the Wizards twice to get to the state tournament. Wayzata's guard Swenson gets the Wizards on the board first in the bottom of the first with a base hit to shallow center field. Jake Berkland scores to give the Wizards a 1-0 lead. In the bottom of the second, Wayzata adds some insurance with some small ball. Adam Deselish lays down a bunt. The throw to first is low. Wizards take advantage of the error. Charlie Gearin and Zach Pettit cross home. Wayzata got up 6-0 after 3 innings. But the Orioles didn't go away quietly. Top 4, Ben Weber, deep blast to left field over the head of Mason Pittman. It looked like Braden Haig got thrown out at home, but catcher interference was called, so Osseo scores 2 runs on Weber's double. Later in the fourth, Isaac Johnson low swing into the gap in left. That tacks on another run. Osseo cuts the deficit in half, 6-3. Still in the fourth, Jordan Savoravong deep drive to center field. Kyle Boutwell can't squeeze the mitt. Another run scores. In total, Osseo scores 5 runs in a monster 4th inning. Wayzata kept the lead though, then the Wizards extend that lead in the bottom of the 5th. Jonathan Pribula, good rip to right. Pettit scores, making it 7-5. It looked like Wayzata was going to add some more runs in the 6th, but Davis Wick makes a terrific diving catch in left field. That resulted in a double play to end the inning. Osseo was down 2 runs heading into the 7th. They got the potential tying run at the plate, but Berkland gets Spencer Peterson to strike out, and the Wizards clinch the Sub-State 11 championship with an 8-6 win over Osseo.
I think we got good leadership on this team. We all came together in the dugout. We were like, guys, we're not going to go out like this again. That happened last time. So, we have good leadership, brought us all together, and kind of stayed collected and was able to keep our lead.
Yeah, I think it just comes down to staying true to who we are. We got here, so we're a good baseball team. We just got to take a deep breath, take it one step at a time, just keep our heads clear, then we'll be fine.
I think we were all a little bit worried, all a little bit flustered, but we looked up at the scoreboard and it still said that we had 6 and they still had 5. So even though they thought they had momentum, we were still up on them. Everyone on the field just played their hearts out, and it was great to see that the Wizards could come out with a win today.
In Osseo, Chaz Moots, CCX Sports.
Wayzata's first game in the state tournament is Thursday at 10:30 a.m. against Sartell at Hudson Field in Rochester. 2 other teams from the area came up a game short of qualifying for state. Dutina Grace lost to St. Michael in the Sub-State 9 final, while Hopkins was eliminated by Prior Lake in Sub-State 4. The 37th annual USA Cup Youth Soccer Tournament wrapped up Saturday in Blaine. A handful of local teams reached the finals in the top brackets of their age divisions.
Boys 11 and under Gold Division final featuring the Fusion Soccer Club of Plymouth against a team from Brazil. First half, good passing results in a Fusion goal. Adrian Cavilla scores, Cedric Yang the assist, and it's 1-0 Fusion. Esporte Club Pinheiros Blue ties it here. Eduardo Vegas on the free kick, and it comes to Rafael Martinez, and he scores, tying the match at 1. Fusion, though, goes back in front. There's a scramble in front of the Brazilian net, and Judah Shestra knocks it in for a goal. It's 2-1 Fusion at halftime. After tying the match at 2 in the second half, Pinheiros takes the lead for good on a penalty kick. Martinez nets another one, and that's the game winner. 3-2 is the final.
The Fusion boys under 12 team won their gold bracket final, beating Manitou FC 5-4. And that's all for sports. More CCX News after this.
Find more prep sports games and highlights at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.